Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how you can prepare yourself for a kidney transplant. I am 2 years and 5 months since my surgery, and I learned a lot of things along the way. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips I learned, some things I wish I'd known before in this video. But before we continue, I want to quickly introduce myself for anybody that is new here. My name is Cindy Flores, and on my channel I share my kidney transplant journey, testimony, travel vlogs, a ton of stuff. So if you're new, consider subscribing. So I first want to start out by saying that you will never truly be prepared for a kidney transplant. You are going into something that is completely new to yourself, to your body, and you don't know how your body will react. Some people have success with the transplant, and unfortunately some people have rejection with transplant. There are different things, like different situations, different cases, and everybody is different. But here are some things that I wish I could have done differently or learned from that I want to share with you guys. So before I got my transplant, I'm sure you were probably one of these people doing this. I did all my research. I tried to look for videos. I tried to read different people's story and experience, and I did a lot of research. However, I was having such a hard time finding anything. I found a YouTube video, but this was an old video. It had already been up for 10 years. It was nothing recent. And I was there's nothing really out there. So I was okay, why not share my experience? And that's kind of how this whole channel begun. But if I had somebody's experience that I could look at and learn from and had some of their tips, I would have been so grateful for it, and I would have took a lot, if that makes sense. And that's why I want to help you. Unfortunately, I didn't have somebody to guide me through the steps or somebody to give me advice. So this is what I want to give for you guys on what to expect. And I made a video, I'll link it right here, of what to expect of a kidney transplant. But this is going to be how to prepare yourself. And I'm not just going to be talking about the physical, but I'm also going to be talking about the mental. Because like I said in previous videos, a kidney transplant journey is not just for your physical body, it's also a mental thing. You're going to have your ups and your downs on this journey. So let's first talk a little bit about the mental aspect of it. And the reason why I want to start out with the mental aspect of a kidney transplant is because it's something really important. And I'm saying this because a lot of people, including myself, I was very fearful about getting a transplant. And I have another video of me talking about it, why I waited so long, and I'll link that here as well. But I waited so long because I was also fearful. I had misconceptions. I had this idea of a transplant that it was going to be too much, that I wasn't going to be able to handle all the medications and so forth. I caused this fear in myself, and I had a very negative mindset of a transplant. And I want to advise you to change that mindset if you do. If you are thinking negative about surgery or thinking fearful about anything that can happen, switch that around. And I know it's easier said than done, but try to be as positive as you can during your transplant journey. And I'm saying this because when you are thinking fearfully, the enemy is like a dog. He sniffs the fear on you, and he will literally start attacking through that fear. You're opening a door for him to enter, for him to attack that way. So try to think as positive and as strong-minded as possible. Also, try speaking life into yourself. Just keep reminding yourself that you're gonna feel better, you're gonna feel stronger. No more dialysis if you are doing dialysis. No more tiredness, weakness, restricted diet, just so many things that you don't have to limit yourself when you have a transplant. Try to think of all the positive things about having transplant, and try to think about what life is going to be after a transplant. And this is something I did a lot. Like I said before, I was very fearful about it, but then at the same time I was but wait, I could travel, I can do this, I can go swim in the ocean freely, I can eat certain things without worrying about taking my binders. So many things, guys. There's so many positive things about a transplant, and that's what you need to focus on. Try to think, okay, I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna get stronger, my health is just gonna go up and better from here. Another thing to prepare yourself mentally, don't overthink the whole kidney transplant process, if that makes sense. Like when you are doing it, just go with it. Like don't try to think of what's gonna happen in a month or what's gonna happen in 2 months, because then you're gonna begin to worry yourself and fear is gonna creep in, and then it can go downhill quickly. So try not to overthink. Think in the moment. Think about, let me worry about this right now. Let me try to fix this problem right now. And then the next step, and so forth. Only be concerned when your doctor is concerned. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Don't create monsters in your head that can lead to more negativity. Also, another thing I want to mention is that stay humble and stay grateful about your transplant. Maybe after a couple years or a couple months of having a transplant and having success on your transplant, I know it's easy to lose where you came from. And I'm talking about your dialysis experience or your molding process of kidney disease. Stay humble and grateful, knowing that the Lord blessed you with this transplant and you have to take care of it, appreciate it, and be humble about it, guys. And I'm saying because not everybody has the same opportunity to get a transplant and to be off dialysis. Just remember, somebody out there wants a transplant badly, and unfortunately they can't because of some circumstances. So be very grateful and humble about your transplant journey, and remember always your molding process. Okay guys, another important thing mentally, you need to be prepared to be organized. If you are a messy person or somebody that forgets a lot or is not on top of your things, no more when you get a transplant. You need to be on top of your thing. You need to be on top of your diet, on top of your medications, on top of your blood work, your visits, so forth. You need to stay on top of things. This is super important and critical for your transplant health. Because if you miss a dosage, if you miss an appointment, it can affect, guys. It can affect big time. This is super, super important. Now let's talk about some physical things for preparing yourself with a transplant. Prepare yourself to drink a lot of water, guys. And this is hard for somebody that is used to maybe not drinking too much fluid or restricting their fluid because of kidney disease. You need to really make sure you are staying hydrated, drinking a lot after transplant, because believe it, I had a struggle with that. And even when I was on dialysis, I would never limit myself. Like, I wasn't making too much urine and I was doing dialysis, peritoneal dialysis, so I never like limit myself because I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna do dialysis tonight, the fluid would just come out through my bag. However, with the transplant, you need to be overflowing yourself with lots and lots of water. And I'm saying water, don't go to juices, don't go to soda. Start with your Diet Now Healthy, which is another point I'm gonna hit. But drink a lot of water, because you will get dehydrated very quickly. And I believe it's on day 3. I'll try to insert a clip somewhere here where I was like crying because I could not get my water intake, you know, regulated.
Está bien, no se preocupe. Está bien. No se preocupe.
What's happening?
Victoria.
¿Qué le pasa,
No se asuste. Usted está bien.
Tú estás bien y vas a estar
Sí.
bien. No te preocupes.
Sí.
Esto es que no va a funcionar así a la carrera.
Another thing, start eating healthy as soon as possible. Like if it's possible, even if we're on dialysis, start eating healthy today. You know, make a change in your diet that is gonna stick and it's gonna be strong. And I'm saying this because after transplant, I did not do a good job doing that. Since I knew I was able to eat whatever I want, that's exactly what I did. Like, I was eating Chick-fil-A before my transplant, and then right like the second day I was eating Chick-fil-A again.
You barely ate yesterday. Oh yeah, because Stacey bought her Chick-fil-A. She bought her
Chick-fil-A already. You about that life?
I was eating junk food, I was eating like greasy foods and so forth. And my first year, my transplant was like the hardest. I had to learn the hard way to change diet, to do certain things because of the side effects that I was getting due to my actions. So I want to advise you to be very mindful on what you eat. Try to stay on a low sodium diet, try to avoid sugar, because if you are in transplant, you're at a higher risk of getting diabetes. And this is something that I am finally starting to take more into consideration, because I've seen how slowly my sugar has increased. And even when I'm trying to restrict my sugar intake, believe it or not, diabetes, you're on a higher risk. So guys, be very mindful and try to restrict yourself. Try to eat as healthy as possible now before anything worse happens. Another thing, don't forget to pack about 2 nights before your surgery, or maybe at the night before. Pack like some pajamas, comfy clothes, like loose things in your abdominal area, like something baggy. You don't want anything tight and like causing pressure on the incision. Also a warm blanket, socks, whatever for your hospital stay. And think of it as a small little vacation, a vacation of recovery and getting rest. Another point I want to talk about is make sure that when people are coming to the hospital that they are taking the right precautions when they're coming to see you, that they're sanitizing, wearing a mask, or maybe you even wearing a mask. You don't know if somebody's coming to see you and maybe they're sick, or maybe they have a little runny nose, or maybe they're fine, but with you, that you have a low immune system, you just got out of surgery, you are more prone to sicknesses, to catching anything. So make sure everybody's being very precautious. And I've seen like too many crazy stories of like babies being newborn and somebody comes and visits them, touches them, gets them sick, and they die. Like, you don't want something crazy like that. And I'm not saying, you know, that's gonna happen to you. I'm just saying be very careful of who's coming to visit you. Also, this kind of goes hand in hand, is take your time to rest and to heal. And I've mentioned this in previous videos that this is super, super, super important. This is something that I did a horrible job doing. I didn't take my time to rest and to heal. I was out of surgery. The first day I slept till 7 p.m. I had my surgery in the morning, but then I slept till like 7 p.m. Woke up, went back to sleep. I was like very sleepy. By day 2, by day 3, I was feeling really good that I edited my video. I was like, give me the laptop. I uploaded my videos, edited them, and posted them on YouTube right away. And I was doing back-to-back vlogs of my transplant journey. And I said this before, that I wish maybe I would have done that, because I wish I would have taken more of that time to heal and to recover and to rest and really, I guess, enjoy just not doing anything, if that makes sense. But take your time for your body to heal, for your transplant to heal, your incision to heal. This is important, guys. You want to feel well rested. Also, another thing I want to mention is do not walk for long periods of time. And I'm saying, even like if you're like 2 months into transplant, don't go walking for a long time, because your incision will start to hurt, and it's obviously because it's exhausted, or maybe you're just not used to it. I don't know exactly, but I had this problem for a long time, and due to the fact that I didn't give my body time to heal, I would always experience a lot of pain in my incision area, even a year after transplant. And I know it was mostly because of my fault, since I'm a very active person. I like to go, and I don't really take time to rest. So that's important. Don't go for long periods of walks, and try not to wear anything too tight that irritates the incision. Other thing is wear your mask. And I get this question asked a lot, like how long I should wear my mask for. And honestly, it's different for everybody. For me personally, I think I only had it for about 2 weeks after transplant. Like, I had it on for 2 weeks after transplant. However, I would wear it when I was going to see somebody that was sick, or if somebody around me was sick, or maybe I was sick and I didn't want to give it to anybody else. Or when I was like around like dusty, dirty air, like I was just like, boop, carry it around your purse. So you whip it out, put it on, like you never know. Or around a lot of people. But honestly, I like purposely avoided crowds after my transplant, for the simple fact that I knew I had to wear a mask, and I didn't want to have people staring at me, because people don't know what you just came out of, you know, the story behind your appearance. So avoid crowds, and if you do go out, wear your mask, of course. So those are my tips on how you can prepare yourself for a transplant. I just really want to advise that you do your research, watch a lot of my videos if that helps you guys, so you guys can see kind of my day-to-day experience. I'll link the vlog here, my first day, and then you guys can watch my second day, third day. I have it all vlogged up until like, I think 10 days after my transplant. But you'll see like how I slowly begin to progress. So it's really important that you just basically go into this with a very open mind, a very positive mindset, and with gratefulness, and just, I don't know, you have to be very joyful about it. Because for me personally, I was nervous and excited, but I knew there was no more dialysis after it. And that was something that I was just like, it was just something that overweighed anything, the fact of no more dialysis, because you guys know how that is. You know how hard it is. And I was not trying to go through that and put my body through that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. Also, if you guys have any video requests, so leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next video.